What do you hope your legacy is?
To be forgotten. Because the memory, there's ego in memory. Who designed the sidewalk? Who designed the water fountain? Who designed the stop sign? Who designed the stoplight? These things are so ubiquitous that the person that designed them is forgotten.
The quiet fear of being forgotten. Now, have you ever feared of being forgotten? Honestly, it seems like something that we just let kind of go over our head. Now, when I say that, you'll probably get one or two feelings. One is probably the feeling of dread. You actually start feeling that fear that you never knew you had of being forgotten. Or the other side is you don't really care. That's how life works. Now, me personally, I really felt that feeling of dread, that feeling of just, damn, there's going to be a time where nothing that I hold personal to me or nothing that I hold valuable to me, it's going to all disappear. Honestly, it's kind of like that one toy you had as a kid, that one toy that you specifically remember that you love so much, but then you just forgot about it and you never look back, probably until this video. In your very old Minecraft worlds that you forgot about, your dogs are still waiting for you. That's the perspective that I'm coming from in this video. Now, another thing that was going through my head as I was kind of brainstorming this video was when I mean the fear of forgetting or being forgotten, I mean not the dramatic sense, not the one where it's erased overnight. I'm talking about more of the slow kind of forgetting, where it slowly happens and you can almost see it happening in a way because you've probably already experienced it. That's the type of forgotten I'm talking about. Now, let's be honest. Having memory is almost like a blessing and a curse. Now, believe it or not, neuroscientists actually say that forgetting is actually necessary because it's almost like our brains will crumble under the weight of everything. Along with that fact also comes the other fact that one day, every memory of us will vanish. I mean, the people who love us will probably hold on to pieces of us, but even they will let it go, whether by choice or just time. I mean, I know you could probably name so many people who have let go of past loved ones or, just moved on. To expand on that, I mean, even look at history. It's almost kind of selective. History almost decides who is worth remembering and who is the people that they want to put in the textbooks. And for every name mentioned there's thousands and millions lost among the margin. Now, the era we live in today, it's very obsessed with legacy. Social media has almost given us this illusion of permanence, to say, posts and pictures that will seemingly last forever. However, what people fail to realize is that the algorithms don't preserve, they prioritize. They decide what stays visible and what sinks into the digital abyss, to say. That's probably why some of your favorite YouTubers growing up have literally disappeared. Now, honestly, think about the people you've met. Those friendships and relationships that are just gone. And even coworkers that you had who you've really enjoyed having around, but life just took you guys two different ways. Yeah, they might be gone because you won't see them again, but realistically, they're going to live forever in your head. And that's the fear of forgetting that I'm talking about, where you almost slowly start to forget that person. Maybe it will start by you'll forget their voice, you'll forget their sense, you'll forget their presence. That slow kind of disappearing, that vanishing, that type of forgotten. So now, to stay on that, the fact that it's happening to us where we have these memories of these people who we keep holding on to, it's only fair to say, and it's only logical to say, that the same thing is going to happen to us. Your name is going to disappear from conversations. You're probably not going to be invited by the same people, and who knows, it's just the way things work. So then I guess this leads us to, the acceptance part of it all. Maybe being forgotten isn't the tragedy that we should fear. Maybe our significance isn't to be remembered forever, but rather in the moments that we live in. The impact we have is not decided on whose name is going to be spoken about hundreds of years from now, but maybe it's just the small ways that we can change the world. I mean, the first thing that comes to my head when I think about this is imagine a piece of advice that gets passed down for so long that slowly changed the world. Think about the golden rule. Treat others how you'd want to be treated. That piece of advice slowly changed the world, and it's only a few words. Now, there's actually this poet named George Luis Borges. Sorry if I mispronounced it. And he wrote something that I want to mention. It says, "To be immortal is commonplace, except for man. All creatures are immortal, for they are ignorant of death." So I read that, and it almost says to me that the fact that we have death and the fact that we have knowledge that one day we are going to be disappeared is actually what makes our existence beautiful. The fact that we also know should motivate you to leave your impact, because at the end of the day, you can't tell me when you're gonna die, right? And you can't tell me when I'm gonna die. So one day, you and I will be forgotten. But today, here we are. You're watching this video, and I'm talking to you. And maybe that's our significance in this world. And maybe what I'm telling you right now is going to play a small part in maybe changing the world. And maybe that's just enough. So to keep this going, make sure you drop something in the comments below of something you want to be remembered for. Whether it's a quote or something you live by, a story, anything. Just leave it down below. Just use it as a spot to hopefully remember stuff and, just have that memory. Without further ado, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and may God be with you all.